I see this over and over and over again with very successful people. They know what they're doing. But where does that come from? They're following their instincts. Read the book Blink. Read, you get a sense of it. And so much we're taught not to follow our intuition. I won't say instinct because I think instinct is misleading. Intuition to me, or your well, there's intuition, there's instinct, there's your wisdom, which is kind of a combination of the instinct, the intuition, the knowledge you have, and all that stuff all kind of comes together. And if you, this is my piece, what I would add to all of this, what I would contribute to all this for people to think about really, is that as you learn and go along, this is growing. So if you make decisions based on your own wisdom, make your own decisions basically, and then you make a mistake, what you've done is you've now tuned your intuition to make a better decision next time. If, on the other hand, which we do often very much all the time, and it's really, really annoying, and is you don't follow your intuition. You don't say, I knew it. Or you listen to somebody else's advice. You follow what everybody else thinks you should do. Oh, I should have done it. And you realize, God, it went wrong. And you think, I knew it. I should have done what I knew to do. What did you learn? All you've learned, you haven't tuned your intuition at all. You haven't really tuned your wisdom at all. All you've done is you've got one more experience of doing what everybody else told you to do and making a mistake. You've not really furthered yourself. You're kind of going in that circle. But if you actually step out and say, at the risk of my popularity here, I'm going to do what I know is the right thing to do, and I'm just going to do it. And that's tough, especially when you've got people around. But, and sometimes you can't, and I want to temper that with saying if you've got all the numbers, everything going against you, you think, man, you better have a darn good intuition about this, or a darn good sense of it, and know something that everybody else doesn't know, or see something that everybody else doesn't see, But nevertheless, that one thing is probably the single biggest thing I've seen in the successful people. They have that kind of, and the guts to do it. I can think of the time where I went against everybody and did the thing that I thought was the right thing to do, and everybody said, no, 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 and I spent $50,000, and it was like, are you out of your mind? We've never done this before. You can't do this. That's crazy. And that's when I decided to go ahead and run an ad in an airline magazine, a big campaign in the airline magazines way back when, at launching our product, the business plan, software business plan builder, and it was a raging success. But I just had a feeling that I've got to advertise here. I know this is the thing to do. I got to be in this thing, and it paid off. But everybody around me said, no, 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 no. And I said, usually I include everybody in the decision, but this time it's presidential override. And they're all like, oh God, we're dead, But it worked. Now, there's other times, there's certain magazines I advertised in where you'd think, based on all the statistics and stuff, that it'd be a great seller and a great place to be. And this is where I learned that if you're selling a product by direct response, meaning person opens a magazine, they look inside, they see the 800 number, they see the web address, and they just go for it and they buy your product. You want to be sure you go into a magazine that's got other people selling stuff that way too. If they're not, because you can imagine, see, direct marketers test everything. And if you run a few ads, you know that if you ran this ad in National Geographic and it didn't sell, you're gone, you're out of there, it doesn't work. But you look at National Geographic and it's got a bunch of ads like that in there. Note to self, There's certain business magazines that they have all the great advertising agency stuff and all the statistics, but you don't see any real ads in there for people who are selling that way or selling directly. And it turns out those magazines are huge losers for, in a small business, you've got to run an ad that pays. You can't just run ads that make image look good and maybe someday it'll make your stock go up or let people know you exist. You got to get a sale out of that thing. And if you don't, you're going to die soon. So those are some of those mistakes where I followed all of the sales pitch and it sounded good and all made logical sense. All up here to my left brain, or whatever, left brain. It made sense to do these things, but at the end of the day, when you start learning these things, it didn't work.